The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Fantasy. Sign up with the promo code MLBSGN. Get a $1,000 bonus credit. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Wednesday morning, April 16th, roughly 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm episode Scott Reichel, joined again by Adam Rosenberg. Together, we're going to break down some props for the Wednesday card. Same procedure as usual, 3 props each. I know last episode was kind of a mixed bag. I ended up hitting my best bet when 1 and 2 wasn't the best episode for me. But Adam, how's it going with you? How have you enjoyed your week so far? Looking forward to the games today. You're on mute, by the way, before you talk. Just to be clear, you're on mute. Nobody can hear you. So,
I'm 44 years old. That's why I was on mute.
That's why I should tell you while I was still talking that you were on mute, because I could tell that was going to happen.
I just thought it was great that you kind of kicked it off almost as if we were like a game show. You're like, a reminder, this and this and this. Okay. I was 1 and 2.
We both were.
But I
got
blame
the best bet in, so that counts for something, I guess. Half credit.
Did it? Did my best bet hit? What was my best bet? Oh,
I think you took Lucas. And
no, it was Lucas. That did not hit.
No, Lucas died.
He blew up.
But I know I had the Dustin May win, and the Rockies are a fake team, so that worked out well for me.
Yeah, that worked out really well.
But anyway, anything else in terms of your week so far, games today, anything you're excited about? Or
crushing on totals, man. Going to give out an alt total, a bonus alt total here too, because I think that should count as something that we give out when we give this.
I don't think the crowd will be mad if you gave out a winner. So
I did. Well, that's not fair. I've been giving out winners, but
I'm saying that I don't think they're going to hold you, to a certain standard when it comes to not giving out a prop. If you gave out a winning bet instead, I think they'll forgive you.
I think that's fine.
I'm
excited about what we have today.
Yep, same here. A point is, though, we do have a couple of plays each we're going to get into, and I see a couple people in the comment section. Reminder that the live stream is, of course, happening at 10 a.m. Eastern on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday for the prop shows. So if you also want to stop by and let your presence be known to us, just jump in the comment section. We'll read the comments. I see Rogue once again joining us. Same thing with Benedict. I see you. Nice seeing you again.
I see all these dudes.
And John, who's also here. Nice to see you as well. Anyway, before we get into any of the 3 props that we actually have each for the Wednesday card, quick reminder that you can find all of our picks and podcasts in one easy location down the SGPN app, wherever you do get your apps. Anyway, time to get into the props for the Wednesday card. Adam, I'll let you go first as always. What is your first prop for the Wednesday card?
Hold on, I'm setting things up. But look, sorry. Well, what I really needed to do right now, is to check some geopolitical stuff. And
do you want me to go first while you check geopolitical stuff?
No, I just did it. Well, so look, here's my cap consistently on Dean Kramer. Kramer, if something is going on, if there is any sort of Israeli military exercise, Dean Kramer does not do well. He's half Israeli. A lot of his family lives there. He's not half Israeli. He is Israeli. And he gets really, he said, yeah, he was. And he also says, I get very distracted when this stuff happens. When I famously faded him against Corey Seager after October 7th. I consistently do this. There are no, regardless of how you feel about the situation, there are no major military exercises going on today. So I will be backing Dean Kramer. It's actually Dean Kramer's first home start. Over 15.5 outs, minus 120 on DraftKings. First home start. He's been over this in 8 of 11 home starts last year. Sagano tomorrow, who hasn't been able to go deep. He's actually gone less and less each start. And they used Morton and 4 relievers yesterday. He only had 85 pitches in his last start. And the Guardians hadn't expected, despite being in control the whole game and having 6 runs, Guardians only had an expected batting average of 215 yesterday. So that's kind of telling me that there's a lot of stuff where they got lucky. I think this is a really good shove start for Kramer. So give me over 15.5 outs.
I feel like you use Kramer as a vehicle to discuss geopolitics, and now you have like
it is. I'm not taking a side at though. What?
No, I'm just saying you just wanted to just mention it.
This isn't about We're
the only baseball show that's going to talk about that kind of stuff. So
look, whenever something happens over there, I always say it. Whenever something happens in the Israeli army, IDF does something, and Dean Kramer implodes. It is clockwork every single time.
Well, it appears you might be off the hook, but keep your ears open for any news this afternoon. I do have a question, though, for you from Benedict, who wants your thoughts on Kyle Stowers as you eat breakfast. He wants to know if you like him because he's been hammering the ball lately.
Let me look. I'll tell you right now. I really like Max Meyer.
I know. We have him to win Cy Young.
Yeah. So last 5 games, he's been killing the ball. Actually, this is Benedict. This is a great call out. If he is, let me check one thing, guys. We're getting a live one here. He doesn't fit all my criteria. I do like him, but he's not he would not be one of my picks to do a home run. I look for guys that are EV. He is not EV. So I won't do that. But I do like that Adam Cole reference. Dean Kramer is Adam Cole. He does the Bebe too. So
yeah. I do want to point out,
that's a wrestling reference if you don't know.
No, I got it. I do want to point out that you've had that much time this morning to come up with plays, look up Israel geopolitics, and coordinate the same shirt as me. So we're doing a lot at the start of the day. Yeah, we just decided to wear gray. No actual reason. It just accidentally happened.
People do. There is like an ongoing joke that you're either my Steve Holt-esque long lost son or that we're just related somehow.
I was hoping for like the Dominic Rey Mysterio like custody battle.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, look at you throwing stuff out. Well, Scott's actually 40. People don't realize this.
I don't even watch wrestling. I just know that photo. So there we go. But either way, point is it was pure coincidence. But so your first prop's going to be backing Dean Kramer. How are you going to back him again?
Dean Kramer, who we've now given 8 minutes of airtime.
No, I'm saying you wanted the outs. You wanted the strikeouts. I forgot.
Over 15.5 outs.
Okay. And what was the price on that?
Minus 120.
Cool. So moving on to my first play, I'm going to go to a hitter, and I am going to go with James Wood, not the actor, ooh, piece of candy. I'll go with James Wood, the actual hitter on the Nationals. I'll go with his over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, a minus 120. He's had at least 2 hits, runs, and RBIs in 6 of his last 8 games. Also had at least 2 hits, runs, and RBIs, at least 2, in 5 of the last 6 road games. And Falter is pitching for Pittsburgh, who's been awful so far this season. 15 innings pitched, 17 hits allowed, and 14 runs allowed. Plus, Wood, despite being a lefty, has been better against lefties this season. Got a solid amount of reverse splits. So far this season, 22 plate appearances against lefties, a 350 batting average with 2 home runs. Falter has faced 17 lefty batters, a 400 batting average, and 2 home runs. So every lefty that Falter faces turns into Ted Williams. I see a good spot here for Wood. Wind's also blowing out if you factor in weather, so that could help out for a potential home run ball. But I am going to go with James Wood. Ooh, piece of candy, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 120.
Such a great
anything
reference.
else you have to add on that, or do you think that Wood should just have a good matchup?
Look, I think Wood's killing it right now. Let me just look at one thing on him. Look, Wood is killing it right now. It's just he's a little. You
look for a lot of plus high. EV, and it was not plus EV. That's kind of
he wasn't plus EV, and he's also. I guess to me, it's just that I pay very close attention to how like some things fluctuate. He's too hot for me to bet right now.
That's fair.
But
the damn Hansel, so hot right now.
He's so hot right now. Look, that's who knows. It's day baseball, so weird things could happen. He's just smashing though. Is the thing.
Yeah, but either way, I like how early bats in the lineup. Falter, I don't think's any good. I know you don't think he's that good either. It should be a pretty decent matchup. He's
former Philly. I always will remind everybody.
That's why I said you should think that, because he wasn't very good with the Phillies from what I remember. So
he had a good. He wasn't terrible, but he was
okay. Good. But he ended up on Pittsburgh, which kind of sums up
everything
the league thinks about him at this point. But anyway, that's my first prop. I'll ask you, Adam, what is your second prop for the Wednesday card?
But we will go to my Phillies. We're going to go to Aaron Nola, 7 Ks, plus 168. You'll probably get it. You get it at plus money. So this to me is a Nola shove spot after a couple mediocre starts from their starting pitchers. 6 players on the Giants in their batting order have K rates above 25% against right-handed pitching. Willy Adames alone in 16 at bats is a 50% K rate against Nola. He just has solid K rate, solid chase rate, and swing rate. He's probably going to give up a home run, and that happens, guys. Like, probably going to give it up to Yaz, to be honest. But he's the definition of steady, and this is just a really good Nola spot on the K front. He has been pretty consistent on hitting these and stuff at home. And again, his K rate, his K stuff has been really good. He's over this in 8 of his last 10 games, dating back to last year. He's over this in 2 out of 3 this year. I think that they're just people are just downplaying Nola because all they see is when he gives up a home run, which he will do because he is pitching at a bad ballpark for him. Aaron Nola over 6.5 strikeouts, please.
Yeah. First of all, John, it is a walk-off. RIP to David Bowie. Moving on to my play, it's actually also going to be Aaron Nola, but I am going to go with. It's kind of correlated.
Wait, do you like mine? Do you like it?
No, I do. Yeah, sorry, I skipped that part. Yeah, I think it's a great play. I think all your plays are tremendous. Yeah, sorry, my bad. For my play though, it's going to be pretty similar to your cap, but I'm actually going to go with a little bit more volatility from Nola. You think he shoves I'm fine if he goes distance in the start. I think he is going to go distance, but I like the over 4.5 hits allowed at minus 120. Feels pretty short. I understand you're talking about strikeouts, but the point is we're expecting him to probably go 7 innings. I think that would not be too shocking if he goes pretty deep in this outing, 6+. So I do think that there is a decent amount of volume, which can get you over this hits number. He's allowed at least 5 hits in 6 straight starts dating back to last year, including each of the first 3 starts of the season. And you are looking at him allowing at least 6 hits in 3 straight home games. The Giants offensively have been fine so far this season. We know they've been winning a couple of home runs here or there, but I do think they can generate enough contact, at least for a couple batters, to once again generate over a 4.5 hits. If we think he's going 6+ innings, that's a lot of batters. Nola can still shove and still give up like 5-6 hits. So
that's what he does. He scatters hits. That's what he does.
Yeah, but I think 4.5's too low for a guy that we think goes pretty serious distance in the start because of what the previous starters did. Shout out to the old Taiwan, by the way, returning to form in his last start, getting shelled by the Giants. But I'll go with, once again, Aaron Nola as well. But I'll go with a slight fade here. I'll go with the over 4.5 hits allowed at minus 120. Thoughts on that play?
I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I like it. I mean, it's Nola's one of those. Nola and Sonny Gray are those pitchers that you can take negative props against them and positive props against them.
That is true, because it doesn't really sabotage the other, because we do know that when you have guys that really constantly pound the strike zone, you can have a lot of highs and a lot of lows in the same start because you're going to be very efficient with your actual pitch count. And I do think that can result in a lot of either strikeouts if he's going to be against some batters that aren't exactly seeing him too well, or maybe give him some hits because he's going to constantly try to get ahead in the zone. Anyway, before we get into any of the other props that we actually have for the Wednesday card, quick reminder that we are brought to you by EdgeBoost. If you ever tried to have a deposit and it's been blocked by your bank right before placing a bid bet, ever need cash at 2 a.m. for another shot at the tables, but you've hit your ATM limit, if you're in Vegas with Adam and I and you want to bet some stuff on the Vegas sports books while we're over there at 2 a.m. and sometimes your deposit won't actually happen for you, well, EdgeBoost can help you with that because they are the first ever bank account built for bettors. You could also use them to give you fast, reliable access to your funds, make it easier to move money where and when you do need it, and you could also get it without the delays that come from traditional banks. You could also get cash rewards up to a 0.5% on every single deposit into qualified gambling accounts. So once again, a great deal every time you do deposit. And you can also use it with no usage fees and no minimum balance. You could also use their responsible gambling tools to help you make responsible gambling decisions with their managing bankroll. And also a reminder, you could also use the EdgeBoost link, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Sign up for the EdgeBoost card today. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Whose bookie?
My bookie. Every time Sean does it, I'm like, I wish that they did it on the mothership, but they're not like us.
No, they try to keep it somewhat professional for some reason. It's kind of weird. Anyway, my bookie is the place in every sport, including the NBA playoffs. They have props on every game. They also accept customers on locations. You can also use crypto for lightning fast payouts and easy deposits. You get to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through our first 2 props each for the Wednesday card. Time to keep rolling with our final props each for the card. Adam, what is your third prop for Wednesday?
Talking about old guys that are going to shove. If I had to tell you that I have a guy today that has okay, let me ask you.
I feel like you're riffing right now, so I'm curious.
I'm riffing because I wanted to get this up. I also was I was texting with your mom. All right. So if I had to tell you, who has the lowest FIP today, which is fielding independent pitching. If I had to tell you of all the starters today, who has the lowest one, who has the best metrics across the board, who would you think it is?
I'm gonna guess it's Verlander because you called old people.
Well, that was yesterday. So
sorry.
You've already lost. Well, it's
I wouldn't have got it anyway.
It's Chris Bassitt.
That was my next guess. No, I would never have guessed Bassitt.
You would never have guessed Bassitt.
I don't think he's that old. He made it sound like he had a beard like a Grizzly Adams type beard.
I think he's older than me. No, he's not. Verlander's the only one who's old. Verlander's not even older than me. He looks awful. Someone in the comments.
I think he's older than me. You just named every pitcher in the league not being older than you. So that really just collapsed very quickly. But I don't think Bassitt's that old.
No,
you made it sound like he was like Max Scherzer age. Like Bassitt's not that old.
No, but he looks it.
I'm just saying. You said that,
Yeah,
like,
and our
you made it
bits are
sound
so
like he was
good.
on the verge of retirement. I was going to say Jamie Moyer. Like, that's how old you're making him sound right there.
Philly homegrown. All right. Anyway, look. So, oh yeah, Porter pointing out that he was the one who said that Verlander looks older than me. Okay. So back in Chris Bassitt today. Chris Bassitt actually has a K rate right now of 28%. His chase rate's not great, but his swing strike rate is great, which means he's getting really good velo. We're going to take him for 6 Ks, minus 103, over in 7 of his last 10 home games, 4 of his last 5. He should go deep because he only had 82 pitches in his last start. Things, Toronto won yesterday, but things were kind of a little bit all over the place. Atlanta's the third worst K rate to right-handed pitching, 28% on the road to right-handed pitching, which is really bad. 5 guys on this team, have K rates above 30% against right-handed pitching. So Chris Bassitt, who I think is going to go reasonably deep, 6 Ks against this Atlanta lineup that has Spencer Strider, because everyone's going to be back in Spencer Strider. Yay. So there you go.
Yeah, definitely like the play. Bassitt's been in great form. So even though you might have exaggerated his age, I do think he'll pitch well in this spot.
I really thought he was like 45.
No, what is he, like 20? Is he even 30? Was he like 32 maybe? 31?
He
might be in his 20s, honestly.
Oh my God, if he's in his 20s, I feel bad for him. Let's look. Oh wait, hold on. Let's look this up.
My guess is 31. That's my guess.
36.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know Bassitt was that old. I retract my argument. Okay, my bad. Really? 36?
Yeah, he's pretty old.
He might have just had one of those quiet careers where you kind of just like acknowledged him but didn't really pay attention. And then next thing you know, he's been in the league for like 12 years.
Yeah, dude, he's got a K/9 of 10.3 right now.
I don't realize he was 36. Okay, never mind. I take it back.
I mean, he was a rookie. He was a rookie on the White Sox in 14, and then he went to the A's, I guess, for the which trade was that?
See, that's probably what I ended up blocking out. I do not remember on the White Sox. I only remember him being on Oakland and then going from there. So that I probably like skipped 2 or 3 years of his career, which I just don't even recall. So there you go.
White Sox traded 24. Oh wow! Ready to hear the guys who were in this trade? They traded Bassitt, Josh Fegley, Marcus Semien, and Rangel Ravello for Samardzija and Yanoa.
Shout out to former Notre Dame football tight end Samardzija.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy. I still remember people kept hyping him up on the Giants and the Cubs, and it just never worked out.
It never worked out.
They tried to hype him up, but
that's hilarious.
Samardzija, that's a throwback name.
What a throwback! And Semien was on that team.
He was a good tight end too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I can definitely get behind that play too. Thank you for that stroll to memory lane though. Shout out to Semien, who's still kicking it over there.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to my last play for the Wednesday card. I'm going to go with a guy who, I'll be honest, might not play in this game. So you should bet this prop on BetMGM. It's going to be a no-hits prop. Yep. Now, it's a bit of a PSA, because if you're not aware of the fine print rulings for some hits prop markets in different books, they have different house rules. Most books have a rule, which is common sense. If the guy does not start, then the bet gets voided. However, BetMGM, according to their house rules, does not have that listed, and instead has 1 plate appearance being the rule for the hits market. So if you end up betting on a guy to not get a hit, and he ends up pinch hitting later on in the game, every other book will void the player except for BetMGM. There's a chance the guy starts anyway, and this is all just a big waste of time. But an important PSA, if you are betting no hits props for a guy that might not start, maybe comes in off the bench as a pinch hitter, bet it on BetMGM, because that will be graded as a winner if the guy gets a no-hit in 1 plate appearance. But anyway, I'm burying the lead here. I am going to go with Joc Pederson to now record a hit at plus 120. He has been no bueno so far this season. No hits in 7 straight games. He has not had a hit in 5 straight home games, and Soriano's pitching for the Angels. He is 0 for 4 lifetime against Soriano. There is a chance that Pederson does end up starting, so everything I said before might not be, I'd say, important, but it might matter for future bets, so keep that in mind. BetMGM is definitely the go-to book to bet on guys to not get a hit if they might not start in the game. So that is a bit of a fine print loophole that I found a couple years ago. Shout out to Max Kepler, by the way. First guy I actually tried that with on BetMGM 3 years ago.
Current German.
Yes, he was still on the Twins at the time. I think it was against the Mariners, actually. And then I took him, he didn't end up playing. And then he pinch hit, and I actually won. But anyway, point is, I want to go for a Joc Pederson fade. Plus 120 for a guy with no hits in 7 straight. He's batting below 100. I think he's batting 70 so far this season. And if a lefty reliever comes in, he'll end up getting pulled anyway if he doesn't end up starting. So
right. And to your point, that's why we like this MGM one, which is the opposite of the FanDuel one. FanDuel will void you if they play and leave, or if they this is the opposite. They're going to give you action once they get in the game, as long as you get one plate appearance, which is what we want, because I don't know why they would start him against Corbin lefty on lefty.
It's
like
not
his
Corbin.
thing.
It's against Soriano. He's on the
Rangers. Oh, it is Soriano. That's right. Yeah.
He's on the Rangers, so he should be starting in the game.
Yeah.
So he's going to end up playing. The point is, though, the Angels do have a couple of relievers that are lefties. Yeah. Shout out to Detmers, who's now a reliever. But the point is, they have a couple of guys they can throw out there who might cause Pederson to get lifted for, because they will not let him bat against the lefty. For some reason, I was like,
I had in my head that he's going against his own player, and I realized that he's on his team. So never mind.
So he's going to end up starting. He's 0 for 4 lifetime against Soriano. But the point is, with a couple lefties there in the pen, he's going to get lifted if one of those lefties comes in. So there is a chance Pederson gets 2 at-bats, and then you call it a day. So give me plus 120 for a guy that might get lifted in the game. That's going to be my final prop for the Wednesday card. I'm assuming you co-sign because you realize he's not against Patrick Corbin.
Yeah, I definitely co-sign on it. I was just
looking at 120 is a great price for a guy with no hits and 7 straight. Who might get lifted.
Yes. Who might get lifted. No, that's not, I co-sign it. Here's the thing, like, I'll look at him right now. Like, Joc is, man, he's like really bad. He's walking.
I'll take walks. Walks are fine for me.
His expected batting average is also pretty low, which means
I prefer walks. You might get pinch run for.
It's well, I guess you know what it is that Soriano's been worse against lefties, but whatever. He's also, Soriano's been great. Like, I think
Soriano's a righty specialist, and right now Pederson's a righty specialist, and he can't hit anybody right now.
He can't hit anybody, so it's not really going to matter. Yeah, no, I dig it.
So that's where I'm at, but that's my plus money play I'll throw out there. Anyway, before we get into the best bets and the Underdog entry, quick reminder that we have other sponsors I got to talk about. Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, because you play their under a pick'em for a chance of 100 times your money. If you wanted to play the NBA playoffs or play in for the games tonight, if you wanted to go to the MLB card, if you wanted to go to tennis, WWE, I don't know if they have WWE actually, but they have UFC, so that's something that you can definitely look at as well for Underdog. But you could also sign up for your new account with the promo code MLB SGPN. Click on special content first time deposit offer up to $1,000 bonus cash on fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, because they are the home of ad back picks and props. They're also live Major League Baseball. They have models on NBA and golf. You can also build your own model, which is very easy and simple to do. Adam, I'll ask you, as common theme for the podcast, a bonus play courtesy of the Robot Overlords at Rhythm. What do the robots like today on the Wednesday card?
Let's take a look. They like bot under outs, and that kind of caught my eye. Let me see. I mean, Max Meyer pitching this happening like he does.
That's your boy.
Fott's been awful on the road too.
I'm not a Fott guy in general. I think you're
I like Fott in general.
I'm not a Fott guy, but
who Fotted? So let me just also see what the bullpen situation is like yesterday. Yeah, I like this. I think I can get behind this. Seeing like Fott, hold on. By the way, Graham Pauley is popping as somebody who might hit a home run on the Marlins. I don't know if anyone cares about him.
If they ever do a reboot to The Sopranos, he'll be one of the characters.
Is he like really Italian?
No, I just mean that name alone is like a perfect Sopranos name.
Okay.
Is that not a perfect? Is that
no? I agree. Sopranos? I think it is. Okay, so Fott's going over this in 3 straight, but let's take a look at him on the road. Yeah, he's really uneven. I think I could get behind this. I like the plus 150 is like a really good price.
It's a great price.
Let me just look up one more. Oh, wait, hold on. You know, it might be a good one. Yeah, let's do that. We'll tell people. I like that. We're in a Fott fade, so that's fine. I'm good with that. Fott fade.
All right. So what was the number again?
Plus 150.
Plus 150, and I feel like
under 17 for Fott to not go 6.
I was going to say, are we going to recycle that for Underdog, or you want to?
No, we're not, because I'm going to look at some other stuff. But
once again, you can still bet that at plus 150. Definitely a good price. But a reminder: when you sign up for your Rhythm account, a couple ways you could actually sign up. Either use the monthly deal or the annual deal, and we have different promo codes for both. 25% off the monthly deal by using the promo code SGPN25 and a 50% off discount code for the annual deal with SGPN50. That's Rhythm, RHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through our 3 props each for the Wednesday card. Now it's time for the best bets on the show. Adam, I'll let you go first. What is your best bet out of the 3 plays you mentioned before?
First of all, I want to add something on that rhythm.
Okay.
Is that you could start a rhythm model right now and have it for the NBA playoffs.
The hardest part about setting up a rhythm model is the naming of the model. The rest of it
is which we do all based on movies. But the reason why that really makes a lot of sense right now is because if you look at AI and simulations, it's basically trying something a whole bunch of times. Series NBA playoff bets are something happening over the course of time that's baked into a model. It's a pretty good time to do that. So anyway, but that I'm just looking at what we will probably be doing. I think we're going to take one of our guys who I like, but we're never really big fans of. It's risky. I got to ask you, what do you think of this? Bobby. So Rhythm really likes Bobby Miller under 5.5 Ks, but it's Colorado.
Well, first of all, we're doing the best bet segment. So if you want,
my bad. There it is. It's all wacky.
I was going to say we got to go in order here. I'm trying to maintain order on the show.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Me, it's Kramer over 15.5 outs.
Thank you. Okay, that works. Okay, cool. For my best bet, by the way, I want to ask you for the rhythm model. What did you name the baseball model?
Rowan Gartner.
Okay, good. That's a name I would have approved of. Okay, good. Because I know I usually help you with the naming process. I just don't remember ever helping you with the MLB name. But Rowan Gardner's a hell of a
Rowan Gardner. It's in capital letters too.
That's a good one. Carpetbagger.
Yeah.
I saw a clip actually on my Instagram reel feed earlier this morning, which was the hot ice thing from the pitching coach. You know what I'm talking about?
Nice. Yeah.
I heat up the ice cubes. I saw that pop up my Instagram feed, so we're definitely aligned at the moment. But for my best bet, I'll go back to piece of candy. Give me James Wood over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -120. I just think it's a great matchup for him. He's mashing the ball. He's batting second in the order, and Falter's been getting shelled regularly. 15 innings, 17 hits allowed, 14 runs allowed. A lot of ways to get there. He can get on base a couple times via hit. He can potentially get on base once and record a run. He can get an RBI. He's one of those kind of guys who can do everything in this lineup, and I think that Falter is, once again, not good. He ended up in Pittsburgh from Philly, so enough said there. I'll go with James Wood, piece of candy, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -120 as my best bet. Now it's time for the Underdog entry where you can recycle your Bobby Miller stuff. What do you want for Bobby Miller?
Actually, I don't think I want it. Well, did
I ruin the mood? Nervous. Now you don't want it. I just ruined the mood.
Man, I was looking.
You were very excited about it, and I immediately shut you down.
But because he doesn't have like K stuff, but it's Colorado.
Yeah. There's also Bobby Miller we're talking about. So.
Oh, you know what? He probably isn't going to have a long start, is he? Because they have off tomorrow.
We also think he might stink, so there is a chance they let him leave.
So there's 2 options that I really liked here. And I'll let you help me pick. So Rhythm kind of has 2 that are on my radar. Jose Quintana was like lethal in his last start. He went 6 innings
on Brewers 10 last year too.
Right, 6 innings and he on 80 pitches.
I think he gave up like 1 hit. Guy was just shoving.
Right, and so they really like the under outs for him today. I mean, I feel like since the bullpen hasn't been used, let me just see. Oh no, bullpen got used a lot yesterday. So
it sounds like we're taking that one off of the short list.
Yeah, maybe we are. And then, but nobody's pitching tomorrow. I don't know, man. Do we? This seems like really high. Like, is he going to do this again?
Wait, what's the outs number at?
17.5.
I mean, it really comes down to efficiency because he does tend to pound the strike zone, and the Rockies do swing at everything. So that is kind of.
No, this isn't the Rockies. No. I'm talking about
Quintana. My bad. That was Miller. Sorry, my bad.
I mean,
no. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Quintana, he's made 1 outing this season, but he was great. In my bad, I was mixing up matchups there. I think Quintana can go distance if we do think that his pitch count is manageable over the course of the game. Do you think Detroit's going to be aggressive out here? Do you think they're going to work some walks? I mean, what do you like? They killed Alexander earlier this series, and the only lefty they faced, but Alexander is not nearly as good as Quintana is.
I don't think he's as good as Quintana. So Detroit's middling to this. I think we go with Bobby Miller. I think we take the Bobby Miller under 6 Ks in his first start.
I mean, that's an insane number for a guy that might get the Sasaki treatment and get pulled after 4 because they just want to build his confidence up.
And I think well, here, I'll tell you right now. I'm going to look at Bobby Miller.
I would honestly straight bet that. That's a crazy line at 6.5.
Well, no, you're not. Not at the price.
Okay, not at the price, but I thought about it.
Well, actually,
what's the price at?
Minus 125.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Like 4 innings of work, probably.
Huge price discrepancy too. It's like minus 140 on FanDuel. Yeah, I think we're gonna take this.
I can take that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's reset. Rhythm is helping us on this play. Rhythm likes Bobby Miller under 5.5 Ks. We like Bobby Miller under 5.5 Ks because he stinks. He's also only gone over this twice in his last 10 starts, and they don't even have an outs line up for him, which speaks volumes.
They think he's going to get pulled immediately for a sign of trouble. So.
Yeah. So we're taking this straight. It's a good play. 2, it's going in our underdog entry.
Yep. So we'll take the Bobby Miller lower 5.5 strikeouts as the first play. I'll ask you anything else you want to talk about for the 6 plays we gave out. Do you want to recycle any of them? Do you want Bassitt? Do you want Nola?
Let me see. I don't know if I really want to recycle them. Let me see.
I was basically just wondering if you wanted to build the entire thing from scratch, or if you just wanted to.
Yeah, I like doing that. We got some time.
That's fine. All right, so we got Miller as the first one.
Miller's the first one. Well, you do a pick and tell me what you like.
I mean, I don't know if I should do Wood the third time around. I was gonna do Nola hits allowed at 4.5. I know you like the strikeouts, but we are picking him to go distance here. I think the over 17.5 outs was like minus 155 on Nola. So they're picking him to face a lot of guys. And I think 4.5 is a pretty low number for Nola. I'll go with the higher 4.5 hits allowed.
Aaron, Nola.
And I see people ask if you want to go with something for Jesus Sanchez.
I'm not going with Jesus. Don't bet bad players. Let me see.
But every time he does hit a home run, it goes 480 feet. Does he get bonus points for that for distance?
Yeah, really. Let me see. I'm just looking to see if we can get a road batter on here. Okay, so I don't hate Festa.
And you wanted to back.
Oh, you know what? I think you know what might be a good one. Let's look at Littell.
Okay.
This Red Sox team is not going to have. Let's do Littell over 5.5 strikeouts.
That's fine.
Nobody's going to have any pitch. He's not going to have any. They're not going to have any pitch protection because of Bregman being out. Like that. It's a high number, but let me see. Maybe Rhythm likes it.
Didn't they burn a lot of the bullpen yesterday?
Tampa? No, they didn't. They let Pep go.
Oh, they did. They let Pep die. Okay, I didn't realize.
Well, then let's see. Do we want?
Okay, he went 6 innings. They really let Pep die. Okay,
they let Pep die. So then here's my question: do you want to do? What do you think? Because he's done really well against this team.
I mean, if you assume the bullpen will be involved, do we just want the lower earned runs? Because he can get pulled early or he could pitch well. There's a couple ways to get there. Wouldn't that be the way to go about it?
Feels like it. Let me just see what the hit rate is.
If we think the bullpen's basically fully intact, then it sounds like Littell could be limited. So I don't mind the lower on his earned runs.
He has not been good about. I mean, he's gave a 5.
He's been terrible all year, but he's been good against the Red Sox, and they're missing Bregman. So
it got bet up. I'm not crazy about this.
Okay, so we can pass.
I might pivot off of Littell. Let's kind of see what we got. Oh, you know what I do like? I can like this because it'll tie to yours. Let's go Soriano under 5.5 hits.
Okay, that's fine. I know he went over last time against
barely on a dribble.
No, he pitched 8 innings.
Yeah,
he just wouldn't come out of the game against Tampa. But yeah, so we'll go with that as well. So once again, the 3-pick entry is going to be Bobby Miller. That's the bad one on the Dodgers. We'll take his lower 5.5 strikeouts. We will go with Nola, higher 4.5 hits allowed, and we are going to go with Soriano, lower. I believe you said 5.5 hits allowed, correct?
Yeah. So we have Bobby Miller, lower 5.5 strikeouts. Aaron Nola, higher 4.5 hits allowed. Jose Soriano, lower 5.5 hits allowed. I'm seeing a lot of stuff with the wind blowing out during the game. I guess that's Captain Insano. So just on that stadium, it's a minor league stadium, so it's just like the dimensions are much more important than the wind. Wind is only a factor in Chicago and New York, and a little bit in Seattle, but there's stats that basically prove it.
Seattle can't hit anyway. It's a fake team.
Fake team. But yeah, I look, I mean, everyone just hits in there all the time. It's a little league park. So the angle is right, but don't overdo it on wind. Okay. So this is a multiplier. It's a multiplier. It's a baby one. It's a multiplier of 4.72, but we want to get back on the winning track. So
that's fine. Cool. So once again, that's going to wrap it up for the MLB prop show. Reminder, we have the regular show for the Wednesday games that already happened yesterday at around 5 p.m. Eastern. There'll be another episode that I'm not on today, but there will be an episode for the Thursday game previews at around 5 p.m. Eastern as well. Till next time, find me on Twitter, Reichel Radio. Find me on Twitter at Hey Rosenberg. We'll be back once again for the prop portion of the MLB show on Friday. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.